Hi everyone, this is Heather Lottinen from the Flourish Academy. This is episode 493. Today we're talking about hard drives, and the reason this came up is because yesterday in the FA membership group, my friend Melissa and I were talking because she received an error message as she was exporting from Lightroom, and the error message said something like, Lightroom can't continue, please free up hard drive space. So there were actually two issues that we were dealing with here. One was that the hard drive was too full. Her C drive, her operating system drive, she's on a Windows. I'm on Mac, so typically you'll hear me refer to my Mac as my operating system hard drive, and on Windows or PC, that would be the C drive, but I use those terms interchangeably. Doesn't matter. It was full. But the other issue was that she was exporting to that drive. So the first thing I said was, well, let's get you exporting to an external hard drive. I recommend that you work off of an external hard drive for your images and your catalogs. I would not recommend storing your Lightroom catalogs on your operating system drive. And if you let Lightroom create the first catalog that you've ever used and you've just created them that way, or maybe you only have one catalog, it's on your operating system drive because that's where Adobe puts it by default. But that's not where I want you to have it. And by the way, all over the Flourish Academy website, you can find my approach to workflow. I have it for free. I have printables, everything you need to establish a good workflow, but you need to have it on an external hard drive. So that's number one. The second thing is, in order for Lightroom or any application for that matter to function properly, most operating system drives, again, that's your C drive if you're Windows, they need anywhere between 15 and 25% free space on those drives in order to work properly. That's actually quite a bit of space. And I have found with that iMac back there that it really performs best with 30% free on that hard drive. That means the only thing that should be on your hard drive is or I guess I should say there's two things, because there are your applications and there are system files. And that's it. You shouldn't have any documents that you create, let alone photos, because they take up a ton of space. You should not have those on your local operating system hard drive. Excuse me. They should all be stored on your external hard drive. Why? Well, number one is they take up too much space. The second reason is that operating system drives are more prone to failure than external hard drives. So it's not a matter of if your drive is going to fail, it's just when. So if I have everything on an external hard drive and I have it backed up, then when that drive fails, or even if my operating system hard drive fails, it's a minor inconvenience. It's not a catastrophe. Okay, so Melissa's working on cleaning up her hard drive, which is great. She's deleting a ton of photos, moving them over to external drives. You may not, under any circumstances, keep your photos on your desktop or your operating system drive or your C drive or anywhere locally. You are playing with fire and you are crippling your machine. It's just not able to function. And by the way, when it gets too full and things start acting really strangely, you could have issues that go beyond repair, meaning it cannot be fixed. So I just wouldn't deal with your local hard drive at all. That C drive is untouched. Install applications, let the system have its space, and then everything else is on an external hard drive. So then a lot of times people will ask me if there's a particular external hard drive that I recommend. And there are tons out there, but there are two that I've had really good luck with. I have my laptop in front of me because I was on Amazon. The first one is the Western Digital. So I just bought a Western Digital 4 terabyte, and I bought the Passport, the My Passport. So I'll post links to these, but you have the My Passport and you have the portable Elements. You see those two different hard drives? They just have different features to them. I bought the Passport because it has some software that comes along with it, password protection, and some hardware encryption. If that is not important to you, then the Western Digital Elements Portable would be plenty. That hard drive, 4 terabytes, please. It's $100. That is nothing. 4 terabytes, $100. That's so cheap. Now, if you are the type of photographer, and oh my goodness, I know that there are a lot of you out there that throw your hard drives in your camera bag and you edit on your laptop on the go, and you are banging these hard drives around, oh, have mercy, then I would highly recommend something like the LaCie Rugged. Look at that, rugged. That means you can be a little rougher on it than you could be something like a Western Digital. The LaCie Rugged 4 terabyte is $160, which also I think is nothing. And yes, that is pronounced LaCie. They are a French company, and if you look at it, it's capital L-A, capital C-I-E, LaCie. I really like that brand. I've had a lot of good luck with them, and I appreciate I appreciate that ruggedness. I edit right here on my iMac with my Western Digital, and it never leaves and it never moves. Every once in a while I dust it, but I'm very, very careful with my hard drives. I see you guys tossing these hard drives around like they're, I don't know, SD cards, and they're not. Now they do make solid state external hard drives. That means no moving mechanical parts, but they're a lot more expensive, I think. You know what? I haven't looked that up lately. Let me type in 4 terabyte solid state external hard drive, and that Western Digital is not solid state. These results are coming back. Those are not all solid state. I know that because I own that Western Digital. I feel like Amazon is not giving me appropriate results, but I see this SanDisk 1 terabyte solid state hard drive, and it's $170, and that's only 1 terabyte, where that 4 terabyte Western Digital was only $99. So the solid state drives are a lot more expensive, but in theory, they're more reliable and should last you longer. In theory, I don't know because I haven't tested it, and it doesn't matter to me as much because, again, I don't travel with my laptop and my hard drives and editing. That's just not something I do. Also, recently, I was looking on Amazon and I was surprised to see these 8 terabyte, Western Digital has one, a Western Digital desktop 8 terabytes for $140. You can get a lot of photos on 8 terabytes. The problem is then you're keeping everything because you have the space to do so. And I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend keeping your photos cleaned up, keeping your files cleaned up. Your computer, your hard drive, especially you know what your desktop is? You know what it is? It's like the junk drawer in your kitchen or wherever you have your junk drawer in your house. That's what not everybody's desktop looks that way. Mine is perfectly clean. There's not a single thing on it. Why? Because to me, that's clutter. And clutter on my hard drive is like mental clutter. I can't work with it. And I don't know where things are. And I just can't operate that way. You should clean up that desktop. You should make sure also that you empty your trash. So just deleting all of these files is not enough. When you delete files on your operating system or your C drive, they get marked for deletion. That is, they go into the trash bin, but they are still taking up space until you empty the trash. So you have to delete 2 steps. You have to delete and empty the trash. You just have to make sure that you are deleting things that you don't need anymore. Do you have everything on your external hard drive? Or is it just a bunch of junk you need to clean up? If you have any questions, I'm going to post some links below, but if you have any questions about hard drives or storage, I'd love to help you. Why? Because I don't want you to lose your photos. I hope that you found this useful. I'll see you in the next video.